Hey all my crafty friends, welcome to another episode with me, Marquita of Marquita Makes. If you're new to my channel, I am a maker. I mainly crochet, but every now and then I'll dibble and dabble in different things. Right now I'm attempting to knit. I still can't say that I'm a knitter yet, but that's okay. No, I won't give up, and I'm sticking with it. Well, today I want to share with you guys something else that I've been working on that is not crochet and it's not knitting. And what that is making stitch markers. So this is what I made. I made some peppermint. I love these, you guys. I made some peppermint stitch markers. My youngest daughter Nina told me that when I share small things on my channel, you can't really see them. So I'm gonna put a little clip in here so that if you're interested in making these, if you have some in your stash, you can get a better look at how they turned out and a few more details as to what I did to make them. And each one is very, very different. And the reason being is because when I went back to my supplier, aka Joanne, to get more this year, I don't know why I should have expected them to be there. I guess because they're seasonal and most people buy like peppermint and gingerbread and things like that around this time of year. I thought they would have any. There are none. And I even tried to order from Joanne's website and it allowed me to put it in cart and place the order and then just to cancel it. So if you have any of these peppermint, they're glass stitch, not stitch markers, but glass beads. Make sure to hold on to them. It feels so good to have that off my list of to-dos. But anyways, I really like how those turned out. If you've made stitch markers before, please let me know in the comments below if that's something that you enjoy doing or if you enjoy making jewelry as well. And I just have so much jewelry. And that was the thing. I sat down to make bracelets and you can see right here that Nina even made, Nina, the one with all the suggestions, she even made bracelets with me as well. And it turned out pretty cute. But I just have too much jewelry right now. Like I have so much jewelry. I've sold quite a bit on my card, like a whole lot of jewelry. So I'm just not into making jewelry. But stitch markers, I actually need. And my sister brought to my attention just how much I spend. Not that it's a ton of money, but it adds up over time. Just how much I spend on stitch markers. And she was so encouraging. She said, and Marquita, she says, I'm pretty sure you can make those same things. And she's probably right. But I do like to continue to support our maker community. But they're fun to make. Like, I had some difficulty in some areas with cutting the pin head, but for the most part I enjoyed working with all the colors. I enjoyed, and Nina did too, assembling just how it's going to be made. I think I'm probably going to make stitch markers more often. Another thing you probably noticed that I have this pretty box of Tea Forte. And I've mentioned Tea Forte before. It is a very, very nice company. Well, they sell various different types of blends of tea. There, of course, was a big 30% off sale. I can't remember if I got free shipping, but I kind of doubt it. I probably had extra points for being a member, but there was a 30% off site-wide sale, and I nabbed this warming tea kit, and I particularly like the loose teas. I'm not even sure why, but I really like the loose teas. I haven't figured out just yet if it's because they are more flavorful to me, like, you know, more potent. I'm not sure. But in this particular warming kit, you have raspberry ganache, sweet orange spice, cherry, marzipan, I know I'm saying that wrong, harvest apple spice, and winter chai. And here it gives more details about it, but I thought it was really cute that it came in this box. And I am very particular about knowing how to steep my teas, and so I always like these instructions and that tell you what type of tea it is, and I think they always do. If not, it's on the website. What type of tea it is, green, white, black, herbal, and how you want to steep it. And of course it tells what type of notes that you'll taste, like floral, herbal, almond. But if you notice here, they have lots of different types of teaware. I also purchased this tumbler. It's so crazy because it can be really cool on the outside, but on the inside, I brewed this tea, and I want to test it out for myself. I brewed this tea around noon. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that steam, but I brewed this tea around, I believe it was noon. It was actually my second cup, and it wasn't the Tea Forte. It was the Harney and Sons, and it is still, I don't know if you can see it. It's still piping hot. Piping hot. So this not carafe. This tumbler is an insulator. It promises that your teas will stay, and I'm pretty sure you could probably depending on, the sieve is so small, I could probably put my teachino in here is what I'm thinking as well. Brew my teachino if I wanted to. But it promises to keep cold things cold for 24 hours and hot things hot for 12. They're on the money. And I'm almost a little afraid to dip my lip in here just because I don't want to burn my lip, especially on camera. But I'm going to go for it. It's hot. And I just remembered I was being smart. And I think I only brewed. And it is a black tea. The Harney tea was, but I only brewed it on 85. 85 degrees Celsius, thank goodness, because if it was 100, it would still be piping hot. But here it's hot, as you can see, it's hot, but I can drink it. So anyways, I've been working on commissions. I'm working on one right now that I don't want to share it because it's just too big and there are too many parts to it. So I'm going to share it with you guys later when it's done. But I've been working on the commission pieces, so all of my projects are behind. And that's okay, because I'm very happy to have the commission pieces, but I just hate undone, unfinished work. So anyways, I'm really excited about it because if you are new to my channel, you might not know this. I make and create a lot of things, and one of the toughest things for me to do is follow someone else's pattern. Well, this particular commission piece that I was working on, I would say that it is a beginner. I think it's a beginner pattern. But still, from what I've noticed, how many sales that this particular designer has, she writes all different types, and I'm sure she's writing them all the same way. So, I can be so long-winded, sorry. So, the pattern that I was commissioned, that was purchased and I was commissioned to make was the Tutti Fruitti hat pattern by TheHatAndI. And it is the cutest thing. I don't have the piece to share with you right now, but I'll insert a clip so you can see. So anyways, she asked me to make this particular beanie for her, and I did, and I loved it, and it is so cute. And I ran into a few issues with nothing with the pattern, but I will tell you, I did take a few shortcuts being lazy. I think my neighbors are moving, so sorry if you hear some noise. But I did take a few shortcuts in being lazy with the pattern, and I'll share that too. But it's a paid-for pattern, purchased on Etsy. I believe it was $5.50, and let me grab my notes. Okay. Okay, so my first dilemma was when I went to go pick up the yarn in a local yarn store. The yarn that was recommended, the colors weren't available, and I'm not exactly sure what all the colors were as far as the name of the colors, but I know the colors that matched up with the picture were not the same. So I wasn't upset about it, but I ended up purchasing Big Twist, and the Big Twist was available in every single color, at least according to what the picture looked like. So I was really happy about that. And the colors with the Big Twist were bubblegum, medium rose, pale yellow, light green, and forest green. And I think that you would be able to tell looking at the picture, each one of those definitely stands out on their own. I did, for the size recommendation, this was for a newborn, I did add a few more rows so that than what was recommended, so that the baby could grow into it. And I wanted to make sure that I didn't give away too much about the pattern, so I actually wrote this down. And then how I decided to bring the beanie together was I decided to sew in a long tail. So those are the only things that I changed. And then I did take another shortcut that you might be able to see in the booties. Now the booties, what I did was I took what I learned from the pattern to make the spiral. So I say all that to say that I was so proud, and how they turned out in this. I'm so proud. So it's an excellent pattern. If you think about wanting to check it out, please definitely do so. And I will put in the link. I'll put in the link below, the exact link to her shop. And I tried to find her on Instagram so that I could tag her, but I wasn't able to find her. So if any of you, if you know of her Instagram handle, please share it with me, because I like to give credit where credit is due. Well, there's just one more thing I want to show, and that is, I'm not quite sure if it's finished. I'm not quite sure if this is a finished object or work in progress. I want you guys to help me in this decision. Okay. Do you remember I was working on my pumpkin cheesecake wrap? I'm hoping you can see this a little bit better. Okay, so I have this pumpkin cheesecake wrap where I was using Lion brand pumpkin spice pound of love. Well, this baby that I just showed you is a whole pound of love plus the little pops of cheesecake from Hobby Lobby's. I'm finishing off my Hobby Lobby. I just have a teeny weeny bit in the stash left, but Hobby Lobby's 100% cotton or something like that. But anyways, it's just finishing that off and with this. And what I decided is that my measurements were off. And so I decided that it could possibly turn into a blanket. Well, while I was working on it as a blanket, I realized that it could also become a cocoon. If I can get in this. And I just didn't know. I just don't know how I feel about it. Because, and I'll probably take some more shots so you can see it better, but yeah, I'm not sure if I should just stick with the blanket or just make it like a blanket sweater. I don't know. I really don't know. So I'm still trying to figure that out. So please tell me in the comments below, what do you think? Should I just continue it as a blanket? Because if I continue as a blanket, this is only 1 pound of love. 1 pound of love. And if I continue with the blanket, I am going to have to finish the 2nd pound of love, which I don't mind. And all this is, it was gonna be a wrap, but then I realized I wouldn't be as comfortable in it because the acrylic is so warm. And that's why I want to make a blanket, because it's easier just to, you know, grab it just to warm up a little bit and then toss it off. I love this color. So it was one of those where, and I just made up. I love this color, so I couldn't just sell it or give it away because I want this color in my home. It's such a homey color. And the cheesecake idea came to me after Amelia, one of my really sweet followers and on Instagram and subscribers, had sent me a pumpkin cheesecake recipe, and I was like, that's it. It was just too yummy, and I could see that same yumminess in this. So I don't know how I want to end it. I say blanket, but I'd like to know what you think. And while I am working on it, I've been using progress keepers from the Itty Bitty Delights. There we go. That stitch marker is a pumpkin spice latte stitch marker from Itty Bitty Delights. And another stitch marker that I'm using is my little fall cutie. And she precious, and she is from Whitney Marie Anderson. And I am also using stitch markers from Crochet Creations. This helps me to remember what hook I'm using. That's really important for this particular one because I needed it to be more open than I normally work with because my skin needs to breathe. And so the K hook I'm using to keep kind of like an open stitch, but I use a G size hook, and it's on here somewhere, a G size hook for the bobbles. And with that being said, normally when I work bobbles into something and pick back up the other color, you wouldn't be able to see that white, and it is because it would be more like, see, like, and I just stretched the other one, it's the reason it looks like it did, but here, like, you really can't see the white. So that just goes to show, like, my hook size is much too large for this particular yarn. That's okay with me. I'm not selling this. This is just for myself because I love the colors and it's really cozy. But I would recommend, if anyone were to make this, if I were to write a pattern for it, I don't think anybody would be interested in it because it's so simple, but I would recommend, what's the recommended hook size, because I'm using a K. It's a J, but depending on how tightly you crochet, I would go down to a G plus, maybe an H, and that way you wouldn't even see the white, as because I'm like how Intarsia works, I'm working over the white, and if the hook is tight enough, if you stitch tight enough with a smaller hook, you can't see the white. See, there's so many here, like, you, especially not in person, you can't see it. And you can only see it here because my hook size is so large, so it's leaving that gap. So I didn't want you to go, ooh, you know, like, you can see, yeah, I know you can see it, like, but I need it to be very open because my skin doesn't breathe in this acrylic. But that's all I actually have to share with you guys today. Let me know, because I still haven't made up my mind. Let me know if you think that this should be continue to be a blanket, or should I make a cute little blanket cocoon cardigan out of it. Let me know. If you are new to my channel, thank you so much for viewing. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much for coming back again and sitting with me. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And I would like to hear what you would like to see in future videos as well. I've got to go back and check on the dates of those, of my first video, when my first video was made, because, let's see, I've got to go back and check the dates of when my first video was made, because y'all know I like to give a giveaway. I love to host giveaways, and that would be a really fun one to do. And I already have something in mind, a little extra that I haven't included in a giveaway before, that I think some of you may really enjoy. But please let me know in the comments below how you like this video, and I hope that you've been well. My family's been doing pretty good. The kids will go back to school on Monday. They're not very happy about that, but I am very happy we've had this nice little break to bond and have this nice little break to catch up on some of the movies I like to watch as a child, as corny as they are. And I hope too that you have had a really great weekend as well, and that you go into the new week with a lot of positivity. And I'm hoping to share more with you in the future besides crochet. But until next time, please be safe out there. I know I say that all the time, but I really mean it, you guys. Y'all know the times that we're living in. But please stay safe out there and take care of yourself, because it's the only way you can help others if you're doing well yourself. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.